Is CM Punk heading to Wrestle Kingdom this January? And we talk about concerns for the health of MJF. But first we have a major update on the AEW status of MJF. Ever since the worked shoot promo last week on AEW Dynamite, the wrestling world has been talking about one man, with it blurring the lines between reality and kayfabe, leaving fans left wondering which part of the angle is real or not. He would run down AEW president Tony Khan, calling him a mark whose position in wrestling should be behind the guardrail and not running a company, before airing his frustrations with his contract, with him constantly being outpaid by ex-WWE guys who he claims can't even lace his boots. All this before demanding that he be fired, saying that he doesn't want to be here anymore. Since the segment, AEW have removed MJF from both the official website roster page, the online store, as well as being taken out of the intro of Rampage, with him being expected to have the same treatment on AEW Dynamite this Wednesday. As well as this, the promo has not been mentioned by AEW since, including on TV and on their social media accounts. Well, this isn't the end of the removal of MJF, as according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, Warner Discovery, the parent company of TBS and TNT, are now getting involved, calling for him to be removed from all the promotional spots and commercials for all Elite Wrestling. The edict calls for MJF to be edited out of any TBS and TNT spots he appears in, with different AEW footage replacing him. It was noted that the existing spots with MJF have been officially pulled, but he could pop up in some of them until the transition to the new spots are complete. It's not known whether Warner are in on the angle, or if this is a reaction to what they perceive as a genuine shoot, which somewhat targeted their officials, once again continuing to leave fans wondering which parts of this whole story is real or fiction. Either way, we are eagerly awaiting to see what happens next in this whole drama, with MJF being the hottest thing in wrestling right now. But do you think Warner have been worked into a shoot? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we have an update on some huge AEW injuries. Over the past week or so, AEW's main event scene has taken a number of hits through injury, with Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, and the new world champion CM Punk being ruled out of action. First, let's start with an update on Punk, who suffered a broken foot last Wednesday on Dynamite. On Friday's episode of Rampage, Punk would take to screens to announce his hiatus from AEW to recover, insisting he will come back better than ever. Whilst it's currently unknown how long he'll be out for, PW Insider have reported that his upcoming surgery was the only option to ensure that the issue heals properly. According to Medical News Today, a broken foot can take anywhere between 4 and 12 weeks to heal, depending on the specifics, which means we could see Punk back in the ring within a month, or possibly after the summer is over. As for Bryan Danielson, he is said to have picked up a knock during the Anarchy in the Arena match at Double or Nothing last weekend, with it currently being unknown what the issue is exactly. Whilst the specific injury hasn't been confirmed, Danielson is expected to be back in time for the Forbidden Door show on June 26th. And finally, for Adam Cole, he is said to be suffering from multiple problems, with him and Danielson being described by PW Insider as banged up, although much like Bryan, Cole is expected to be back for the Forbidden Door show later this month. And speaking of injuries, let's go to the latest regarding the injured Cody Rhodes. This Sunday at WWE Hell in a Cell, Cody Rhodes would work his match inside the steel structure injured after picking up a torn pectoral tendon during weight training. Despite this, the match was praised by many, with him even coming away with the victory. However, in an update provided by Fightful, Cody will now go under surgery on June 9th, this Thursday, with him set to be away from television for some time. Rhodes is said to have insisted that he work the Hell in a Cell match before addressing the injury last night on Raw, leading to an attack from Seth Rollins to write him off television. With surgery set for this Thursday, it could be months before Cody comes back to TV, with a similar injury keeping Triple H out at one point for 5 months, and the same for Elias. John Cena infamously returned from a similar pec injury in just 4 months, so at best we're looking at October for the return of the American Nightmare. Cody has been heavily promoted for the upcoming Money in the Bank show on July 2nd, with him expected to leave with the men's briefcase, although any such title plans will now have to be put on hold for now. Now let's go back to some AEW news as AJ Lee has revealed her favorite AEW wrestlers. Last week, the now AJ Mendez would speak with Renee Paquette on the Sessions podcast, where she would talk about her own wrestling career, the return of her husband CM Punk, as well as the state of women's wrestling today. Mendez would reveal that her favorite part of Punk's run in All Elite Wrestling so far, with it being his mental health rather than anything on screen. And she would say, "I just wanted him to be like emotionally safe and protected, and that's been the coolest thing about his experience here is that he feels like he's always in a safe place and has a good group of people around him at AEW, so that makes me very happy." Mendez would then be asked about AEW's women's division and named 2 wrestlers that she loves to watch, including a blast from her past. And she said, "I think the best wrestler they have is Serena Deeb. I was in FCW and I was the first indie wrestler, the first female indie wrestler they had signed in like a decade, and it was this huge deal. And I only had 2 years of experience, so it was kind of like this label. When Deeb came in, it was like I was drowning and this wonderful person came in to save me. I love Britt Baker, that's my girl. I love a promo, you know I love a promo. Oh my god, there's like a confidence, there's something that you can't teach people. It's just like if you love yourself and you know who you are, you speak a different way, and I just see that in her." AJ would be asked about a wrestling return of her own, but while she said never say never, she did pretty much rule it out at this point. Whilst we'd all love to see AJ in AEW taking on Britt or Serena, let's not get our hopes up just yet. But what do you make of AJ's picks for the 2 best wrestlers in AEW's women's division? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, a huge WWE return has been confirmed. On the June 27th edition of Monday Night Raw, WWE will celebrate the 20th anniversary of John Cena's debut from Laredo, Texas, with the man himself showing up for the occasion. The news was confirmed last night on Raw with a video package, although this will likely be for a speaking segment rather than a match. It's not entirely clear if there will be an angle built towards a match in the future, perhaps for SummerSlam, with WWE in need of more star power following the aforementioned Cody Rhodes injury. Cena did recently single out current WWE United States champion Theory as one wrestler who needs an attitude adjustment, so perhaps the seed will be planted upon his return. On top of this, Cena would post a photo of the US title belt with Kevin Owens' foot on it, another sign that he could be going for the gold. But what do you make of WWE bringing back John Cena? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up is CM Punk heading to Wrestle Kingdom this January. On AEW Dynamite last week, it was revealed that Hiroshi Tanahashi was set to take on CM Punk at the upcoming AEW New Japan Forbidden Door show. This just days before it was revealed that Punk has been pulled from television due to a broken foot. Speaking with Tokyo Sports this week, Tanahashi would speak of CM Punk, and with the match now being cancelled, he invited him to Wrestle Kingdom and the Tokyo Dome in January to make up for it, and he would say, "Wrestle Kingdom, Punk owes me one. I'd like to invite him to Japan. I've been to the US a lot, so come here with a special price. Tokyo Dome is a prestigious stage." Tanahashi still has the chance to head to Forbidden Door to fight for the AEW World title, this time the interim belt, if he defeats Hiroki Goto at New Japan's Dominion on June 12th, with him then advancing to the title match against whoever qualifies from the AEW side of things. Jon Moxley will face whoever wins Wednesday's Dynamite Battle Royal, with the winner of that singles match taking on Tanahashi or Goto at Forbidden Door. But who do you think will end up in the final match, and who do you think will win the interim AEW World Championship? Let me know in the comments down below. And finally, we have news on concerns for the health of MJF. Last Saturday, before the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view, MJF would no-show an official meet and greet, leaving AEW staff unable to get in contact with him. It has been widely reported that his absence was not planned, and if it was, the staff working the event, as well as important individuals within the company, were not aware of it. Well, in an update provided by Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful's Backstage Report, MJF's no-show had left many in AEW concerned for his health, with a safety and wellness check being planned, and Sapp would reveal, "I heard a little more about the meet and greet from Saturday that he no-showed. There were a couple of people that were involved that you absolutely do not work if you're anybody in the company, and that Tony Khan would not work. They had genuine concern for MJF's safety. We're told at one point there's discussions about having his hotel room kind of busted in to make sure he was safe." Shawn would then note that AEW have lost around $10,000 as a result of MJF not showing up, with his fellow wrestlers on the roster being left to stay longer to make up for it, something they were far from pleased about. And he would add, there were a couple of wrestlers that had to stay overtime and were not happy. There were individual sales of the meet and greets, and told the AEW keep on that is about $10,000. Probably would have cost them to do this. That's a substantial cost when you're a company like this and you're looking to turn a profit. Shawn then stated that anyone who swears they know what is a work or a shoot other than Tony Khan and MJF is not telling the truth, and that he's not sure even Khan himself knows 100% what's going on. There's no doubt going to be report after report covering this story in the coming weeks as fans and journalists try to get to the bottom of exactly what is going on right now. And before you go, make sure you check out the 12 most obscure WWE appearances from AEW wrestlers.